order will be subject to arrest or citation to include crowd control agents, impact conditions, and tear gas.
And it's airplane.
This is the Portland Police Bureau. This has been declared an unlawful assembly. Leave the area to the west now. Failure to adhere to this order will be subject to arrest or citation to include crowd control agents, impact conditions, and tear gas.
Fuck, that hit me right in the leg. I think so.
This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. Disperse to the north now. Failure to adhere to this order will be subject to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, including tear gas and impact weapons. This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. Disperse to the north now. Failure to adhere to this order will be subject to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, including tear gas and impact weapons. This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. Disperse to the north now. Failure to adhere to this order will be subject to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, including tear gas and impact weapons. This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. Disperse to the north now. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, including tear gas and impact weapons. This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. Disperse to the north now. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, including tear gas and impact weapons.
So that is the Portland Police dismantling setup that had been put in place by the Kenton Business Association for the purposes of establishing restaurant seating on this block right here. The police just tore it apart and threw it all over the place, and they got hit with a firework. And they're now holding.
This is the Portland Police. This has been declared.
Once again, this has been a riot declaration.
To the north now. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest.
We do have some sort of smoke munition that just got lobbed, and now they're moving forward.
Tear gas and impact weapons.
Can I go that way? Again, it's not clear. I think the Portland Police are treating that as though it was a protester-erected barricade. There's not. Oh, that's true, guys.
Disperse to the north now. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. Now, failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, or crowd control agents, including tear gas, impact weapons.
So yeah, police have deployed either OC or tear gas. Burned my face real good for a minute there. They did declare a riot first. Their cause for declaring a riot is unclear.
This is the Portland Police Bureau. This has been declared a riot. All persons must disperse the area now. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents to include tear gas and impact weapons.
I'm gonna go over there. So again, the Portland Police moved in very quickly to a gathering of somewhere in the vicinity of 100 people near the Portland Police Association. They rapidly declared an unlawful assembly, then started pushing, and the crowd moved north on Denver and back towards Kenton Park, which is where we're at right now, in between Kenton Park and basically the intersection with the post office right there. Police declared a riot as they were passing through Kenton. And again, no specific cause that I can determine. There was between when there was an unlawful assembly declared, nothing changed before they declared a riot, other than the police then deployed. I don't know for sure whether it was OC or tear gas, but something stung my nose when I just pulled it off my face. They've shot a couple of different, probably pepper ball munitions, as well as some smoke grenades of various sorts. Now, they did call an unlawful assembly first. Also, as you can see, they have not moved to close any of these streets. They're letting vehicles by. There is a support truck, pickup truck with a cap on the back right there. Yeah, I will say when this crowd was in this park earlier, bathrooms were open. Folks were using the bathrooms. It was a low-key, socially distanced affair. There was a lot of folks sitting in small circles of their immediate acquaintances and spaced out around the park. There was a lit table handing out some various flyers and literature about police abolition. It was a very low-key event, and the bathrooms were open and people were utilizing them. So. It was an evening hangout. That evening hangout then decided to go stand in front of the empty Portland Police Association building and yell at it. And that didn't last for very long before the police showed up. I will say the order of events was police arrived and started telling people that they were doing bad things over the LRAD. Then the LRAD moved rapidly to declaring an unlawful assembly. A cardboard dumpster got set on fire. I believe that was the sequence. Cardboard dumpster got set on fire. A couple of things were pulled into the road as the police started to push. And the police, as I've also mentioned, have treated there's a bunch of road closed signs and like notification barricades that are put up through the middle of the Kenton business district, the sort of main drag in Kenton, in this neighborhood in North Portland, historically black neighborhood in North Portland. And the police were definitely treating those barricades, which had been set up as though in order to provide space for restaurants to have socially distanced seating. They were treating those as though they were protester barricades, tearing them apart and throwing them down on the ground, which begs the question whether the police had been in the center of Kenton at all, because if you had walked through earlier today, as we did, it was very clear that that's what was going on. LRAD seems to be having some technical difficulties.
Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, to include tear gas, impact weapons.
Yeah, they've turned the light off for the moment. About a half dozen cops drew back. Now that the light's gone, I'm going to cross back over to the other corner where more of the press are at.
Canister, you fire in our park and perjure your fucking bad again. Portland, city of Dennis Roses. Look at you. Look at you. You're bad to this.
This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north.
That's somebody who's been out at these protests for a while. Almost every night, and has been arrested a couple of times, and is currently.
Arrested for talking.
Yeah, they were, but they're currently appealing to the police, talking to them about the duty of their badge and whether or not they're adhering to it. I've heard this person on previous occasions ask the police what Mr. Rogers would say about their conduct. Seems to be their general tone when they address the police. This is in North Portland. We're in the Kenton neighborhood of North Portland. Woo! We love you!
This is the Portland Police.
You suck.
This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north or to the west. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, to include tear gas and impact weapons.
No, I just mean I say you guys a lot, but
I did see a few folks who were wearing kind of the Mont Blanc outfit, but no, mostly this has been a non-Mont Blanc crew. There's National Lawyers Guild observers here. Yeah, the riot line has been predominantly state troopers, which has seemed to be the case more and more on these events. It was true at the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office a couple nights ago as well. We were not out last night, but I believe it was true here last night.
This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north or to the west. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agent, to include tear gas and impact weapons. This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north or to the west. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, to include tear gas and impact weapons.
I'm going towards the trigger right now.
This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north or to the west. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, to include tear gas and impact weapons. This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north or to the west. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, to include tear gas and impact weapons.
There's cops shoving Sergio Olmos, local reporter, and they're now just chasing people out into the park.
Thank you for talking to us.
An arrest or... Oh, and we have police vehicles driving into Kenton Park now. So there's that.
This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north or to the west. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, to include tear gas and impact weapons. This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north or to the west. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents, to include tear gas and impact weapons.
Here.
This is the Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north or to the west. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents.
So I know it's hard to tell with all the lights. This is a park. We have like 12 police vehicles in the middle of a park. Behind me, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 police vehicles. All right, we now have a riot van driving through the park. The van's moving this way, so gonna jog.
What do you think about them doing this?
A fucking parade in a neighborhood park and we got people complaining about the houses. Blame that shit on the police. Blame that shit on the police.
All right. Well, we got some more police vehicles coming in here.
Where did they go?
What?
I love that they told us to not follow them.
Yeah.
This is the path.
There was one riot van that went that way. So there's... Oh, yeah, that way. All right. So yeah, we had instructions from the Portland police telling a group composed almost exclusively of press not to follow.
They ID'd us as press and then said press.
Yeah, after verbally IDing press as press, then told press not to follow them. All right, we now have a vehicle. Looks like it's pushing a crowd of folks down. Here. So this was a crowd that had dispersed and is now being herded back towards a bunch of police. All right.
The Portland Police. This has been declared a riot. All persons must immediately leave the area to the north or to the west. Failure to adhere to this order may subject you to arrest, citation, or crowd control agents to include tear gas and impact hazards.
So police have now just made a full circuit of the block, pushed the crowd that they ordered to disperse back towards the area they ordered them to disperse from, specifically pushed them to the south and then to the west, and are now pushing them to the south again if there is anyone at the front of that police line. There's still some police vehicles in Kenton Park. Yeah, there's still a couple police vehicles in Kenton Park. Police seem to be sweeping through the park. You can just see over there. And, yeah. Very, very confusing crowd control tactics by the Portland police tonight. Orders to disperse being accompanied by shutting off of all avenues to disperse, and then pushing people back into the area that they told them to disperse from. and then just kind of going away. So, here we are. Well, there are still some police. You heard that siren that was going real hard over in Kenton Park right there. There's more police vehicles. And what looks like a van? Yeah, that looks like just a... That's interesting. It looks like there is a minivan, like a civilian minivan. I'm not. Just stepping over to this intersection. So we got a... You can sort of see coming through here. I don't know if you can see that. It's not a marked police vehicle. It looks just like a minivan. That's being escorted by a 15-passenger van. Here, you want to cross just right here? Okay. Yeah, so we have a couple of uniformed police vehicles. We have what looks like a 15-passenger riot van.
There's a sedan.
And yeah, I can't tell from here if it's a sedan or a small minivan. Oh, then my camera got all foggy too, so hang on. There we go. Yeah, whatever that is. Can't really make it out. Yeah. Well, the police now just seem to be occupying the walkway of Kenton Park, so there's not really much in the way of a crowd of protesters in the area. A few folks dispersed, homeowners checking in, letting folks hang out on their porches, making sure folks got what they need. It's been pretty standard for these events. And yeah, now there's just a line of police cars hanging out in the park. Oh, looks like they're coming down the road now. So maybe we can get an answer as to what that vehicle is that's behind all the police cars. Got our press badges here. Police shining spotlights into a crowd of press, which just makes it harder for us to get video of their squad cars driving by. Doesn't really have any other effect. So yeah, here's the van coming by, and right in front of it is whatever that other police vehicle was. Oh, okay. It's just a plainclothes SUV. Less mysterious than I thought. And off goes the police motorcade, and I guess that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the stream off because there are no organized groups of protesters in the area right now. Folks have dispersed. We're trying to disperse, and then we're pushed in a circle around by Portland police, chased back towards more Portland police. There's a couple of charges. Yeah. A couple of police knocking down the Kenton Business Association's street barricades that they'd set up to provide socially distanced seating for the restaurants in the middle of Kenton. And that's about it. So, I'm going to leave this here.